Okay, so this house that we're going to had a complaint that the furnace was intermittently not heating. It would heat, and then it would just shut off all night, and they would reset it, and then it would kick back on. But it would only not do it sometimes. And I go there, kick the furnace on, it fires right up. So I reset it a few times and finally get it to fail. And the furnace gives me an error code for the pressure switch, either not closing or reopening after it's closed. And so it takes a couple more tries, but I've got my meter on there, I've got everything jumped out, and I've got my meter on this pressure switch, and I watch it happen. After a couple of tries, the inducer fan kicks on, but the pressure switch did not close. I said, that's strange. So I got a real long, skinny screwdriver in there and kind of manipulated the diaphragm on the pressure switch, and I was able to get the furnace to reliably light, I don't know, 10 more times in a row, which was more than I had gotten it to do it previously. But I got it to relight 10 times in a row. And I asked the customer, I said, hey, do you guys want us to open up a supply house? Your pressure switch is sticking. They said, no, it's all right. Just pick it up tomorrow. So it's the next day. I just picked up the new pressure switch. And we're going to head back, put it on, and hope for no funny business. Backdraft. Okay, off. We can just go ahead and unwire that. Pressure switch off. When I was here, I cleaned the flame sensor, made sure everything else was working good, made sure our electrical connections were tight.
What's this part called?
Now burner.
Which part is the heat exchanger?
It's inside behind this.
Okay.
See the tubes that the furnace go to?
Okay.
The tubes that all these burners point at? Those tubes back there are the heat exchanger.
Okay.
And it's the whole furnace is built around it. But if you look, you can see screws here all the way around the edge.
Yeah.
And this fiberglass poking through.
Yeah.
That whole thing comes out.
And that's how you change the heat
But
exchanger?
you have to completely disassemble the whole furnace to get that out. And that's how you change the heat exchanger. Because the fan's down below, it blows air up across it. And the heat exchanger's hot, so that's how that works. So let me just pull this little tube off right here. Right, we're going to go ahead and let's put this new tube on. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I like that. Perfect. Back into our safety circuit.
Now everyone's going to know how to change a pressure switch.
It's just like that. Just make sure your tube's nice and tight. The thing is, this one's a little different. I want this tube to be unkinked, right? Like, I don't want it to have real tight bends on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, I mean, it's not super bad, but it's more than I want it to be. Like, I would like it if it was, like, out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now just watch it. That kicks on.
What is that? Spinning wheel?
The inducer draft motor. And this is reading the pressure caused by this. So when this kicks on, this switch closes, which tells the igniter that it can light up. It gives that a few seconds to get hot. Once the igniter's hot, gas valve opens. Your flame sensor's on the far side. That senses flame. It gives it a minute to heat the heat exchanger up, then it kicks on the main fan.
And then it'll blow heat into the house.
It will. But what we are going to do is just reset it a couple of times and make sure the pressure switch closes.
So it's going to do it again because you have the thermostat set to 74?
I have it turned up to 79. It is 74.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. Yeah, something like that. That kicks on. And you can normally tell pretty quickly if anything weird is happening because the furnace has an LED light. And if that's flashing an error code, you know there's a problem. But if it's just solid red, at least on this furnace, solid red's a good thing. Kicked on again. Right off.
And it's furnacing.
Utah Mechanical Systems. 801-797-9797.
Nope.
Okay. Utah Mechanical Systems. 801-589-1111.